I'm good. I'm so happy to be here. It's a pleasure. I'm so excited that you even have me on your podcast. You know, I love things like this. I'm so excited to share my story. I have to say that first.
No problem. I wanted to ask you, because I don't know for sure. Are you Nigerian?
Yes, I am.
Okay, where are you from?
So I was born in the States. I'm originally from Brooklyn, but my family is from Ondo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both your mom and your dad?
Yeah, so as they say, Ondo people are stubborn, so I guess I'm kind of stubborn. I'm stubborn.
Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have 2 older brothers. I'm the only girl.
Okay, okay. And your parents, are they still in America or are they here?
My parents are separated. So my mom is in the States and my dad is in Ondo.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad is into politics, so.
Right.
Yeah.
When was your first time coming to Nigeria?
My first time coming to Nigeria was when I was younger.
Okay.
But then my first time to, like, as an adult, 2017.
Okay. So in your opinion, like, do you feel like you only really got to experience Nigeria when you came back, this 2 years ago?
Yeah, because when I was younger, funny enough, when I came the very first time when I was young, I went to Akure. And I literally almost died. So my mom was scared for me that, like, she didn't want me to come back ever again.
Yeah.
So I had to take that bold step and just come on my own. So yeah, I think it's a good experience, bad experience.
Okay. And for you, growing up in Brooklyn, how was that for you? Like, tell me what growing up was like.
Growing up in Brooklyn was fun. I was lucky enough to have my 2 parents up till I was 10.
Okay.
I came from, my father used to record me a lot. I think that's probably why I'm into YouTube. I'm into entertainment because my dad used to have a camera record everything. I still even have the footages now till date. I lived in the hood, Flatbush, you know, drug dealers, crackheads, and all that. My childhood wasn't bad. I actually had a really good childhood. I was very spoiled. I traveled a lot when I was younger.
Okay.
I played a lot. Like, my dad was popular in my area because my dad, like, I had old ladies' toys, and my dad drove the Benz, and, you know, the Benz back then in the 90s. So I would say my childhood was actually good. Like, I had a good childhood, like, cool, pretty cool.
Right. You say that you grew up around, like, a lot of drug dealers and stuff like that. Like, did that have any, like, kind of influence on your upbringing, let me just say, or on your, like, in the way you grew up, like, in your environment generally?
It did have a lot to do with it because you know, it made me a street person. Like, it just made me street smart. It made me, like, I've seen cops bust through people's houses before.
Wow.
Gunshots, like, someone got shot in the same, like, floor as me. Someone got killed.
Wow.
You know, I've seen cops run down on people outside, like, when I'm playing, like, on drug dealers. I've seen crackheads. You know, it kind of opened my eyes to see life and not to take life for granted and just kind of be open-minded to everything.
Right.
You know, that's really what it taught me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
For your education, what did you go to uni? Did you go to college?
Yeah, I did.
Where did you go?
I went to Dutchess Community College.
Okay.
I went there for a year and I dropped out. And I dropped out because like, you know, with college it's like you're gambling with money.
Right.
And I'm a numbers person. So I originally went for criminal justice because my mom always used to tell me that I'm good at arguing. So I felt like, okay, maybe that's, you know, your parents always tell you things and you think that, okay, let me take their advice.
Yeah.
So when I went, I studied more entertainment than I did criminal justice. Like, I would go to the library to try to study for my exams, but then I would study entertainment, like artist management, YouTube, all these kind of things. So I felt like, why am I wasting thousands of dollars on something that I'm not interested in? So when I dropped out, I went to a trade school for music business and I graduated with that instead.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Parents react.
Hey.
African parents.
Hey, chai, mom, hey, Well, I'm kind of lucky in the sense of my mom is very supportive. So my mom is the kind of mom that she lets me be. She trusts my judgment. So she wasn't really as hard as obviously she wants me to, because, you know, her friends would be like, oh, what is she doing, blah, blah, blah. But then she she was kind of not happy about it, but then when she seen the hustle and the passion that I had for what I was doing, and how I was really like consistent with the school I was in, she supported it. Because the money that I was going to take to go to like finish my community college, that loan, I took it to go to that school. So it's not like I didn't go to school, I just didn't do anything. Do you understand? So she kind of like was like, okay, you know what, I'm going to trust her. She looks like she knows what she's doing. So that's just she was okay with my father. It wasn't, I just recently started talking to my father. So
after your parents like had separated, you didn't talk to him for like a while?
I didn't talk to my father for shit. My dad left me when I was like 10, 11. I was like in elementary school. I didn't talk to him. I talked to him maybe once or twice in college, and then now that I'm in Nigeria, it's now that I'm talking to him now, like recently.
How was that for you, like not being able to, or not having that relationship with your father for like that period of time?
It was kind of tough. It was tough, but I have two brothers, so they were kind of like my father figure. So I didn't feel it as much, but it was still tough because my father is a business-minded person, and I felt like if he was involved in my life, a lot of things would have been different. There's things I wouldn't have to experience if he was in my life, because when he was in my life, financially I was okay. You know, I had that support. You know, it's always good to have two parents because you have two sides. You know, we all come from two people, and we have our personalities come from our mom and dad. And only having my mom there is like, and she was hardworking. My mom worked 16 hours a day. You know, it was kind of hard, you know, it kind of still affects me now a bit, but, you know, like, I feel like now, the way my dad left, it's with me, and it's still a part of me, because now I'm so quick to walk out of things, like relationships, like, drop, you know, so, yeah.
Do you, have you forgiven him for leaving? Especially at a time when, you know, you're still pretty young, you know? At that point, like, you're entering into a transitional phase in your life, you're becoming a teenager. That's when you begin to notice boys are beginning to notice you. And him not being there, like, do you resent him for that still?
No.
Yeah?
I don't resent him for that. I just resent him for abusing my mom. Yeah, that's the only thing I resent him for. I don't really resent him for leaving. Because I kind of, like, talking to him now, he explained to me the situation, but I just resent him for leaving and not keeping in contact with me. That's the only thing I resent him for, really, because I know the shit happens, you know, shit happens, but I just felt like he didn't make an effort to stay in touch with me financially. Like, what if my mom, God forbid, something happened to my mom, like what would I have been doing, you know? But like, alhamdulillah, that's not the case. So I've letting it go, you know, because God forbid if he dies now, it would affect me too, you know. So
I agree. You mentioned that your dad abused your mom. Did you witness it happen, or is it something that you know? Because the reason why I asked if you witnessed is because I want to know if seeing it did something for you.
I saw it, like, vividly. Like,
afterwards, like after he left, how were things? You know, how was like you and your family and everything? How was that?
You know, alhamdulillah. You know, we're strong. We just kept going. Like nobody, you know, I'm even getting goosebumps. I didn't even like cry or anything. I just kept going. Like we just kept going. Like my mom is my backbone. Like she's very strong, and like that's why a lot of things I do, I always keep her in mind, because man, we were all graduating. Like, imagine, I'm graduating elementary school, my other brother's graduating junior high school, my other brother's graduating high school. She's the only one having to take care of the funds and the rent, everything.
Wow.
She just kept going, so we just had to keep going. And then my older brother stepped up, he was involved in the streets, and then he started making money. It kind of made it easier. So it kind of made more pressure on my older brother, because now it's like he has to be a man before his time. And he doesn't even have a man to show him how to be a man. So that's...
Okay, just on a lighter note, why did you decide to come back to Nigeria? Because, I mean, I'm sure that you get asked that question all the time.
All the time.
Why?
It's a calling. Okay, so I'm into music, right? So that's what I'm into, right? I, like 2014, 2015, I made a blueprint to myself on what I want to do and things like that. And Africa was one of those things, because I felt like in America around 2014, 2015 is when Afro beats started getting really popular. So I was like, listen, if I go to Africa and I take my ass to Africa, I have like a higher chance of making it than me being in America. Because in America, it's too much competition. Like, there's so many people like me in America, but there's not so many like me in Nigeria. So I felt like I should just come back, start a business. I came up with with these two mindsets, either to find a sponsor or to sponsor myself, find a way to make money where I could do what I want to do myself.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided to come back.
Right. And how is that like for you? Like in coming back now, do you feel like you're on track with your goals, the things that you wanted to achieve? Do you feel like that's going?
You see, it's okay now. It is. When I first came, no, I got distracted. See, I think the reason why I always believe in things happening for a reason, and I think the reason why I ended up getting into that relationship with my fiance, I was going to be married to be, was because of training, and there's things I needed to learn as a woman, you know. Now that I've been on my own, even though the way I left him was kind of rough, it's slowly coming together. Like now everything's starting to make more sense. But at first it wasn't for a whole year. I was still for a whole year. I was still like no movement, nothing, like doing nothing. Yeah. So, yeah.
Wow. You know, you mentioned your fiance. Let me even ask first of all, like, how old are you, if you don't mind?
Oh, I'm gonna be 26 in January.
Okay. And your fiance, because I remember that last time I saw you, you were engaged. So. If you don't mind, like explaining like what happened there, like was it you that left the situation? Was it him that left the situation?
Okay, I wasn't ready to be a wife, right? I'll say that. I wasn't ready to be a wife. I loved him so much, and in my mind, I just wanted to be with someone that had the same vision like me and could, like, I still believe in partnership. I feel like two heads are better than one. That's what I wanted with him, but what I want is different from what he wants, and who I am is different from who he is. It's just the bitter truth. Right. Like, not saying me and him are cool now, we're okay, but as far as marriage, I blame his upbringing, and he, you know, at one point it started to get very toxic, like abusive and like verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, physically abusive. So I just had to go.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to go. Like, I had to go.
How long were you with him for?
A year and almost close, like a year and 6 months, a year and 4 months or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it didn't.
It must have been hard, like leaving a situation where you really love the person, but you just knew that, like, loving your own self was much more
important. Yeah, because I also felt like he was trying to get a visa out of me too. So let me be honest about that. Yeah, so I just felt like that because he was so pressed on like, oh, how far was the visa, this, that, blah, 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 getting me pregnant, all these things. And I just felt like, listen, if you really want the best for me, you're not going to think about yourself, because you're thinking about you having a child because you're older than me. You're 10 years older than me. You're ready for a child. I'm not ready for a child. And if I feel like in a marriage, it's all about compromising. And if you really, this is how I feel, and I really don't even care if he hears it or not, because this is how I feel. If you really want the best for me and you know that I'm not really ready to be a mother, you will support what I want to do first, because you know that I want to have something before having the child. But because of your own selfish interest, you want to get your visa, you want me to have a kid, and it just, like, going down that, let me say something, right? January 1st came. I was depressed. I was going through some serious depression. And I thought to myself, I'm like, I'm just sitting, I'm so talented. I'm with someone that I'm supposed to marry that can see my talent, can see my star. And they're not helping me moving forward. They're not really helping me. So I sat down and thought, like, I'm about to be 25. I have two options: be a housewife or be who I want to be. So I chose that. And that's when I had to just, like, I had to just start cutting out all emotions. I was always stuck in the house. The only thing that helped me was fitness. Running every morning. That was the only way I was able to leave the house without no question, where are you going? What time are you coming back?
Wow.
Was running.
And you're too young to be dealing with things like that.
Exactly.
Right? Like, you're too young. Wow. I was even going to say, because I noticed, like, on your Instagram that you've been, like, taking your fitness really seriously. You've been really working out. Like, so that was, like, an outlet for you. Like, just being able to...
Yeah, I something that I faced when I was younger, I've always been, like, a bit on the bigger side when I was younger. So when I was younger, I was a bit bigger than, I was like 200 and something pounds, like 222 pounds when I was younger. So I went through a hard breakup in high school. So that also, I feel like all these things, breakups, motivate me to be better fitness-wise, physically. So I put all that anger, energy into being fit and looking good, because I really enjoy feeling good and looking good. So I put that energy into that because where else was I going to channel the energy? Am I going to just sit there and start crying all day, or am I going to get up and do something about it?
Right.
So that was just what it was.
With everything now that has happened regarding, you know, your past relationships, how do you see love now, and what do you hope to get from the next person you're going to be with?
I view love as a choice. I view love as a partnership. What I'm expecting from my next partner is partnership and freedom.
Right.
Like, I just feel like love isn't that serious. People take it too serious. Like, oh, you can't be with this person. You're not supposed to be around this guy. You're not supposed. Calm down. Build trust. I want, like, what I'm looking for now is someone that trusts me a lot, because I feel like I always give the wrong people my loyalty.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking for someone that trusts me, that understands my vision, and shares the same ideas of how I want my life to be like. Because I want to have like this glamorous, like, private jet kind of lifestyle. And I want someone to understand that. So that means that I'm going to have to sacrifice certain things you may not like, but you understand.
Yeah.
Because you know that we have an objective.
Right.
So that's what I'm looking for in love now.
Do you like have any plans of getting married anytime soon? And I'm not asking that because of, I mean, as a woman, I just wonder, like, is that anything that is in your mind at any time? Like,
well, well, I look at marriage as an institution, as a business. I don't look at it like marriage.
Right.
You know, so I do plan to get married soon, but I'm not really thinking. I want a bond. I want a bond. You know, if I'm going to marry someone, we have an understanding, we have a bond. We know that, okay, we're doing this because we're trying to build an empire. My whole idea behind marriage is building an empire, not to marry for love.
Yeah.
Love is a choice, because you could always fall in love with somebody.
Yeah.
But when you have an understanding and a bond and a business mindset, that person has the same business mindset as you.
Yeah.
Your marriage, there's no way your marriage you could divorce, because you know that, okay, this is the person I'm building an empire with. It's not, forget about love. Love is there. Love can always die. But we're building this empire together, and that's what I want, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Career-wise, what is your ultimate goal? Like, what is that one thing that once you do it, you know that, you know what, I have made it?
Okay, so you're asking me, what would I consider making it?
Yeah, so like, at what point in your career, like, at what point in your career goals would you have gotten to that you feel like, yes, this is where I'm supposed to be?
When I get a lot of recognition, right? When people notice me, like a lot of people, I mean, like, I want like millions of people to notice me, and then also I will feel like I make it when I'm able to change other people's lives.
Right.
When I'm able to use my platform to help someone else, like pull someone else up. I think that's what I really do these things for, because I really want to be able to help someone else.
Right.
So that's when I'll be like, I'll feel successful. Like, okay, financially, I can help someone. Financially, I can say, okay, this girl wants to do modeling. All right, cool. Let me dress you up and put you on my platform, and then you also grow as well. I want to be able to grow other plants.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
in terms of, like, just to make it a little bit lighter, in terms of sex.
I'm gonna show it to my team.
In terms of sex, how do you view sex? Like, is it something that you see as casual? Because me and my other podcast partner, we're always having this argument. He says stuff like, you know, he doesn't see any reason why people take sex as such a big deal. It's not a big deal, you know. It shouldn't be something that is so hush hush.
Yeah.
You know. So I just want to know, like, what's your opinion about it? Is this something that, you know, you believe to be just solely relationship, or you just think that, you know, have fun, do you?
Shit. I'm one of those kind of people that, like, I'm very freaky, like very, very freaky, right? But I have to be very comfortable around you. Like, the only way you will see that side, I have to really like you. Like, I can't just, like, I could have flings, right? But it's not going to be, you're not going to enjoy it as if it's with someone that I really like.
Right.
Like, that person will really see, like, oh shit, this girl's crazy, like, you know? So I don't really base it off of relationship, really.
Yeah.
I base it off connection.
Yeah, right.
It's all about connection. How do I feel about you? How do you make me feel? Yeah. So.
Okay. When it comes to, like, because I've been hearing you say Alhamdulillah, you're Muslim.
Yeah.
And how, like, are you, like, devout? Like, are you
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I just like Islam over being a Christian, because I like the whole ablution thing, praying, like having to wash your hands before you pray. I like that. So that's the reason why I choose Islam. I like the whole idea behind it. Don't ask me what idea, because I'm not sure, and I'm not gonna sit here and be talking about Islam. Right. But yeah, I like Islam, but I'm not a strict Muslim. I'm not someone that say, oh, I can't have a dog. But I won't have a dog near my prayer mat. But I love dogs. Like I will still bring a dog around me. You know, those kind of things. Yeah.
Were you born Muslim? Like your parents, are they Muslim? Or?
No.
Okay, so it was something that you decided.
My ex taught me.
Right.
But my ex introduced me to Islam, and I was like, okay, fine.
Okay. So how do you feel like in regards to just spirituality generally? What do you think about that? Like, I'm not even talking about religion now. I just think in coming in tune with yourself and your spirit self. Like, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I am very spiritual. I look at things not with just the naked eye. I look at it deeper than what it is.
Right.
I think everyone especially in Nigeria, you need to be very spiritual. Because when I first came, I wasn't really spiritually awoken. And that's why I got attacked a lot. Like I got manipulated to do a lot of things that I weren't supposed to do. But it happens because you're not spiritually awoken. I feel like when you reach your highest self spiritually, you get everything you want. Because it's beyond flesh, it's beyond physical. Like once you have that full manifestation, everything you want is at your disposal.
Right.
That's what every successful person will tell you. And I've watched them, and they all say the same thing. Law of attraction, being spiritually awoken, knowing what you want, knowing how you want it, using your mind. Like I've tested the mind thing, and it works. So.
Okay. What's in it for Ava in the next 5 years? What's like your 5-year plan?
Phew, that's a good question, because I haven't really sat down and thought, okay, what's my 5-year plan? I'm always thinking about what's my next year plan, what's my next month plan. My 5-year plan is to actually have someone I'm dating, like I have a bond with someone, have kids, be rich. Be rich, obviously, and actually have the fame that I'm destined to have that exposure.
Right. So your thing is music management.
Yeah, I study music business.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is entertainment generally. So now, let's say for example, having a whole TV show, being on TV, you know.
I think you'd be good for TV.
Yeah, that's what I really want to do. So in the next 5 years, if I could see myself on TV, have a good following on Instagram, like from there with my partner, whoever I'm dating, we'll be bouncing off each other's energy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. You know, I see you and you look tough, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that you seem like a tough person, but in talking to you, like I can see that there is a really soft part.
How'd you know?
I could tell from the way you were talking about, you know, your relationships and stuff like that. I could tell that it's like you feel things deeply, more deeply than you let on.
Yeah.
What would you tell people? Or what kind of advice would you give to people that have gone through some of the things you've gone through? You know, the whole, your dad leaving you, the abuse, stuff like that, even stuff in your relationships. I feel like you seem to have, do you feel like all those things, first of all, let me even ask, do you feel like all those things you've healed from them?
No. I haven't. Because I still see the repetition of the things that I do. I still see it in relationships. I don't you see, I even after my ex, I'm dating someone else, and I see the pattern,
right,
in me always ready to leave. So I could tell that I haven't healed from my dad leaving us. Because if I've healed, I wouldn't be so quick to give up.
Right.
I'm so quick to be like, okay, give up. But deep down inside, even though I know I don't want to give up, but it's just that I'm trying to protect myself.
Yeah, it's like a defense mechanism. You just want to flee.
Yeah, I flee. Like the way I left my ex was terrible. Like it caused him to go through depression.
Wow.
Yeah, one day I packed my shit and left. Like just like that, and then I changed my number. Like I was like cold, because I can get like that. I feel like I'm very when someone is dating me, I'm very warm, right? I'm very sensitive. I'm very sweet.
Yeah.
But then when I get cold, I'm cold.
Instantly.
Like instantly, I can say whatever and do whatever to hurt your feelings. That's how I am.
Right. What do you plan on doing about that? Because you know you do have to heal from those things. What do you want to do you have any? Is this something that you're actively working on?
Yeah, because I'm actively noticing it. So I'm trying to work on it. But I also need a partner to understand. Like, I don't think I've gotten the right person to understand me and understand who I am. Because I guess I don't really show them that side of me. But I just need someone to understand me.
Right.
When the person understands me, they will know like, this girl is just doing her thing again. Like, you know, they won't pay me no mind. But I haven't really found someone that understands me yet. Yeah. I think when I do get that person, but before I even get into that person, I have to heal myself. How am I healing myself? Is just being very self-conscious.
Yeah.
Of everything I do.
I think that is like a good first step, because knowing what your issue is, I think for me, I know that I have daddy issues. I know that. Yeah. Knowing what your issue is like the first step towards anything. And you know, I feel like I see you and I look at you and I think that you're a strong woman.
Thank you.
And you know, I think you're going to be amazing. I think you're going to be great.
Thank you.
And you know, I would just want that you get to a point where you see yourself the way you are, for who you are.
How do you even understand your worth? What is worth? How do you know what you're worth?
From what I've learned recently, because it's also an issue I've been battling with, I think it is something that it can't happen overnight, but it happens daily. So every time you wake up in the morning, I always tell people this there's something that has been in my mind for like the last week, which is be intentional. Which is you wake up in the morning and you're intentional about how you're going to feel today. You intend to feel like I am the best thing since sliced bread.
Affirmation.
Yeah, you anytime like something negative just comes in your mind, you wash it away, because I realize that training your mind, the mind wants to think what the mind wants to think. Sometimes the mind just wants to think about negative things, make you afraid.
Yeah.
But you have to train it. So anytime it goes that way,
you have to
come
bring
back.
It back.
Yeah. And the more you do that each and every day, like the more you begin to see who you are. But I think that you're amazing, and I think that you're beautiful.
Thank you.
And I think that like it's something that you should know.
Yeah.
Because I think that once you're able to heal from that, like you're going to just be at peace.
Yeah.
And that really is it.
Yeah.
Just being at peace. So, is there any kind of advice that you want to give people? You know, anyone that's listening to this that can hear your story and relate?
The only advice I would say is just that you gotta just be strong. You gotta be a warrior, man. Listen, I'm a Capricorn, so like I've read my birth chart. Like I'm a serious like Capricorn, right? So everything I look at, I always look at it with like face view, and I always try to go deeper. Like I said, being spiritual as well. The advice I can give someone is just, man, look, man, shit happens. You gotta just keep going. You just gotta keep going. You gotta just, like, you have to just keep going, man. Because time is going, and also, don't take things too personal. Yeah, don't take things too personal. Like, everybody has a story. Everybody have their own experiences that they're going through. And that shouldn't make you not be who you want to be. Or make it be an excuse.
Right.
So...
having you here, Ava. It's been a pleasure hearing your story. It's been a pleasure understanding, you know, you and knowing who you are and seeing all.
You know, like I said, keep going.
Keep going, everyone. Keep going.
Keep going.
Thank you so much, Ava.
Thank
See
you
guys in the next one.
Yes.
Bye.
Pleasure. Bye.